السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. نشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، نشهد أن محمد رسول الله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. ثم ما بعد. Begin by praising Allah, the Most High, the Most Exalted, our Master, our Creator, our Sustainer, the Most High, the Most Exalted, the Most Merciful. We testify to His oneness and His greatness, our Lord, the Most High, and we testify to the prophethood of His most beloved, the greatest leader sent to guide and mentor and to lead humanity until the end of time, Muhammad, the son of Abdullah, the son of Abdul Muttalib. We ask Allah to allow us in the footsteps of our great leader and mentor, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'll begin, inshallah, with a story. Topic is very interesting, so I wanted to start, inshallah, set it up with a very important story that is, it's a story I think very, very important for us to know our history of a man that was a young man that lived in the Muslim Spain, Qurtuba, many, many decades ago, centuries ago. And his name was Muhammad al-Mansuri. And Muhammad was, in all extents, he was a young man that reached that point in their life, in their mid-20s, where they have a crisis in who they are. And they wake up and they realize they're doing a job and their life is controlled by a whole bunch of things that they never realized or they never wanted to give control to. So Muhammad, he hangs out with people. He grew up, and his father and his father and his father were all what we know as donkey men. They were people that sold, you know, it's like Kroger or ShopRite on a donkey. So they would walk around with this donkey around the city of, the capital of Qurtuba, and they would talk and they would walk around and sell vegetables on a donkey. And that was, everybody in his family, that's what they did. That was what he inherited. It's like it's in his genetics to be that. So one day he's hanging out with his boys, he's hanging out, and he's just like, guys, what the hell are we doing with our lives? What is this? What are we? They're like, yo, Muhammad, what's wrong with you, man? We're donkey men. We sell vegetables on a donkey. What's wrong? Your pops was a donkey man. His pops was a donkey man. We were destined by God to be donkey men. And so Muhammad is like, nah, man. This is not my life. I ain't about that life. I ain't about that donkey man life for the rest of my existence. I got to do something about that. So he says to his friends, look, I have the ambition, I have a dream that one day I want to become the Khalifa of Al-Andalus, all of Muslim Spain. I want to be the leader of all of Muslim Spain. So his friends do what our friends do whenever we tell them we want to do something that's kind of, sort of in a good thing, right? They started laughing at him. LMAO, right? LOL, mad emojis with tears coming out. Like, come on, man, what are you talking about? You can never be the Khalifa of Al-Andalus. You're a donkey man. So he's like, listen, guys, listen. If I became the Khalifa of Al-Andalus, if I became the ruler of this land, like the president of this country, what would you guys want from me? Just make a wish. Tell me whatever y'all wish. I'll make sure I give it to you. They're like, all right, man, Muhammad, we'll play you a little game. First man is like, listen, if you become the Khalifa of Al-Andalus, I want a stable of horses, Ferraris. Ferraris are actually horses. That's the vehicle of choice for thousands of years. And he's like, I want the finest Arabian horses you can find. A stable of them, like, you know, Ty Lopez's garage of cars, right? So it's just a garage of the finest cars. He's like, all right, no problem, I'll give it to you. The second man, he's like, what do you want? He's like, listen, Muhammad, it's never gonna happen. But if you became the Khalifa of Al-Andalus, you know what I want? I want acres of farmland. Like, I want Amazon. I want to be the CEO of Amazon, right? To them, acres of farmland meant a humongous business. He's like, all right, bet, no problem. It's third man. He's like, what do you want? He's like, listen, Muhammad, if you became the Khalifa of Al-Andalus, I want you to tie me up on my donkey, push me through the streets, and I will tell the people, how stupid are you people for having Muhammad as your Khalifa? Muhammad's like, all right, bet. So Muhammad leaves the donkey business and he goes and joins the police force. And he goes and grinds day in and day out. He becomes a sergeant, then a lieutenant, goes up the ranks. He becomes the defense minister of Qurtuba. He elevates years of hard work, dedication, hard effort and time and grind and hustle until he becomes the defense minister of all of Muslim Spain. The Khalifa at that time died. Long story, you guys can look it up in history. It's an amazing story. It's not so pretty as I'm telling it to you. If you read the story, you'll understand. And then the Khalifa dies, his young son comes to prison, he comes to power, so Muhammad kind of puts him on house arrest, and he becomes the Khalifa. It was not the best way, but anyway. When he became the Khalifa, he started to tour the land, so he goes back to, the hood, where he grew out of. You can take the dude out of the hood, we can't take the hood out of the dude, right? So he goes back to the hood, and he goes to the guards as he's in the main palace in his neighborhood, and he says, "Hey guys, guards, go to my friends, my boys. They're sitting in the same place, drinking the same things, smoking the same thing, and playing the same cards. Just go get them. They're doing the same thing. Nothing's changed. Decades later, they're sitting in the same place." So the guards, they go get his boys. They bring him back to the masjid, and they walk in, and they're stunned. At that time, there's no nobody's Facebook Live in that they're Khalifa, Like you don't really know the day-to-day. There's no notifications that give you all the news. So they're like, "Muhammad, bro, what's good? How you been? What's going on, man? What the heck is going on, man? Who are you?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm the Khalifa, by the way." They're like, "No way, we don't believe it." And so he tells them, "You guys remember that day? You remember the day when we were hanging out decades ago? We were just chilling. I told you guys I'm going to be the Khalifa. Remember what you guys told me? I asked you guys to ask me for some wishes." They're like, yeah. We remember." The first guys, I was like, "Oh, you remember? What do you remember?" I was like, "Yo, man, I said, if you're the Khalifa, I want that stable of horses." He's like, "Guards, give him a stable of horses." Second man, it's like, "Yo, you remember what you said?" He's like, "Yeah. I said, give me acres of farmland." He's like, "Guards, give him acres of farmland." He goes to the third guy. He's like, "Bro, you remember what?" She's like, "Nah, man, what you talking about? That's so long ago, bro. I don't remember what you said. Come on, man, what's going on? How you been?" He's like, No. You remember what you asked. You remember what you said. What did you say?" He said, "Muhammad, I was joking." He's like, No, say it." He's like, "Muhammad, I said, man, tie me up, put me on my donkey. I was just kidding, bro. I knew you would do it. I'm your biggest fan, man. I follow you on Twitter." Muhammad's like, No. Guards, tie him up. Put him on his donkey, push him in the streets, and tell the people, "Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir." Allah has the power and ability to give anybody anything at any time to whomever He wants. And that's the story of Muhammad al-Mansuri. This story, inshallah, just pulling some lessons out of it, is an amazing story that can really guide our life as young people. Action or achievement in life that begins within the mind, within the cage of the mind, is the shackles that everybody in your life will always put on you. Everybody in your life, you'll wake up one day after college and you realize, man, all I do is go to work from 8 to 6, 9 to 6. I do the same things. I make $5,000 a month. 4,800 of them are given to some company, some bank, some finance, some debt, and I'm only left with $200 to spend on a weekend and chill. And that's life for decades on end. Most people, they live this average life because of the shackles that society and family and people always put on them. And when we break through the shackle, we realize that there is something greater that God made every single one of us in here for, a greater purpose. It's what Allah Azza wa Jal, He says in Surah, in Juz' Amma, Allah Azza wa Jal says, "Inna sa'yakum la shatta." All of you have different capacities and capabilities in life. In that tafsir, the Prophet ﷺ, he says a beautiful hadith. He says, وَكُلٌّ مُيَسَّرٌ لِمَا خُلِقَ لَهُ. Every human being was created with divine wisdom for a particular reason. And in that reason, for that purpose, is why God gave you life on this earth at this time. Because of certain superpower that each of us have. And none of us are alike. Our brains are not alike. Our fingerprints are not alike. No two humans are ever alike. But the capability and the capacity within us, when it's tapped into, it is revolutionary. It transcends our existence if we tap into that. How do we get to that tapping in? 3 things inshallah ta'ala, and then I'm going to give you a nice acronym. First of all, how do I find my purpose? Woo, 5 minutes. I got to do this quick. You know, this is a much longer maybe process of going through, but I highly encourage every one of you to understand what is it that makes you unique and special. Your own capacities and capabilities are really important. They are in between. I don't have something to draw on, but they are in between 3 circles. The first circle is a circle of passion. You find in life something that you're passionate about, something you're obsessed about, something that you can do in life for hours on end, not Netflix, but something you can do for hours on end, and you just love to do it. Find passions in your life, especially when you're young. Number 2, the circle of strength. Know what you're good at in life. Most people, you know, especially young people, you know, they're told what they want to be in life. So you grow up and there's a system that tells you what to do and you go slave away. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. If it's what you want to do, that's great. But nowhere in the process did you ever sit down with yourself or with a mentor or a coach or somebody and ask them, yo man, what am I really good at in life? Imagine, I've been speaking for almost 10 years. Can you imagine the first time I spoke ever, I was nervous as heck, man. It's like I was having a seizure. Imagine I did it the first time and I never did it again. I said to myself, man, I'm a horrible speaker. I don't do this speaking thing well. Most of us have never tapped into any strength that we have or give it its due. So you have to find what your strengths are. Number 3, the third circle is you find what the world needs from you. What are the world's needs? What does the world need from you as a human being? And in between those 3 circles, there's a center where everything meets. I could be passionate about basketball, but I could practice basketball 24 hours a day. I'm never going to NBA. You gotta find what you're passionate about, what you're good at, what you're strong at, and what the world needs from you. And in that center is your purpose in life. And when you tap into that purpose, I want you to do 3 things. Number 1, and again, I got given a short time, but it's all right. I want you to be a can. And I was supposed to have a can, but I don't got a can. I was looking for a can, man. Nobody does cans anymore. A can has 3 important elements that I want you to remember. A can. Number 1 is C. C stands for consistency. Your life, our lives, especially as young people, especially if you're between the ages of 17 and 24. Your brain stops developing at 25. You are who you will be the rest of your life in these next 5-7 year window. So you have to decide, what am I gonna grind in life? Events like these are great to keep you going, but consistency keeps you growing. What you want to grow in life, that focus, that area, you want to grow in it day in and day out. Every single day, every week, every month, every year. You want to understand how to grow in that area. It could be finance or real estate or sales or marketing or YouTube blogging, whatever it is. But you got to find out what it is and be consistent at it. Success is built through consistency. C. A. You got to be ambitious, man. I can't tell you how unambitious we are. I can give you a bunch of ayat and a hadith. I'll tell you about one thing, inshallah ta'ala. An old woman at the time of Musa, and I'm just talking about like a 90-year-old woman. At the time of Musa's hadith is in Bukhari. An old woman, she knew, it's a long story, but Moses needed the body of Joseph when he was leaving Egypt. And the scholars told him, you know, this old woman knows. So Musa alayhi salam, he went to this old woman, he's like, old woman, please tell me where the body of Yusuf is. We need to take it with us. That's what the books say, so that we can go to Palestine. So she said, I'm not going to tell you. And he's like, why? He's like, I will tell you where the body of Yusuf is with one condition. She's 90 years old. What is her ambition? A for ambition. A 90-year-old woman, she had the ambition of being the companion and neighbor of Musa in Jannah. She said, oh Moses, I will never tell you the name of that where Yusuf's body is until you guarantee me that I will be next door to you in paradise. And Moses is, you know, heavyweight, you know, elite penthouse paradise, right? Ain't no 14th floor of the Hyatt, right? That's where I am. Moses is penthouse of paradise. She's like, I want to be your neighbor. So he told her, I can't promise you that. Jibreel alayhi salam comes down and he tells her Allah has granted her wish. Tell her that she will be your neighbor in paradise. A 90-year-old woman with the ambition of being the neighbor of Moses in paradise. Most of us have never been given any ambition. You have to find the ambition in your life. Find the dream in your life that you want to achieve. And last but not least, C for consistency, A for ambition, and N for your network. And I want to focus on one thing for network. There's a lot of things that people talk about, friends and this and that. I don't really care who your friends are. I don't care what, this, that, or the other. I care about what network you are building that's influencing you. If you build, I don't care what friends, how old, how young, you got to build a network of people that are building you and growing you and influencing you in the right way. And we could start with one thing that I want to focus on, which is our social media. Most of us, you snap all day watching people, doing some seizure dances on, your Snapchat, or they're snapping food, or they're singing like Drake in the car, and I don't know why they're singing and snapping at the same time, and driving, but that's like all of my Snapchat, or that's all my Insta feed. And we don't realize that even everything in our life influences our mind. Every single thing influences who we are every moment. So if you are able to tap into a network of people that are always, I'm watching Instagram stories just like y'all, but I'm getting like something about finance, something about health, something about well-being, spirituality, whatever it is, and I'm growing myself even through the networks that I build. Networks, you can graduate college, do all this, that, and the other, but at the end of the day, it's your network that dictates where you'll be. It's not a degree. It's not your GPA, it is your network. The more you work on your network and you enhance your network, the greater you'll be. What did Muhammad work on? He was consistent grinding every day. He had an ambition that was much larger than him, and he built a network to get him to where he got. C-A-N, can everybody repeat after me, please? I wish. Yeah, you guys are weak. You guys are weak, man. That's what I'm talking about. I'm from Brooklyn. I live in Dallas, but I'm from Brooklyn. You guys are really weak, man. Soft. We call it hashtag soft. And with the A-F-T, you know what I'm saying? Soft. So can you guys say it loud, please? I wish. I will. I can. Y'all need to stand up, man. It's not working. It's not vibing. Can you guys stand up, please? Can everybody please? Is it awkward? I'm sorry if it's weird. It's all right. Get out of your comfort zone. You don't grow if you don't get out of your comfort zone. Let's say it together. I wish. I will. I can. I wish. I will. I can. I wish. I will. I can. Inshallah. Barakallah feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.